there are some important points, please. That is the reason why I urge upon this audience. August gathering means really, in true sense, it is August gathering because it is August gathering, so naturally, I will say please listen to that and try to implement to some extent, to the extent, of course, that is possible. With the imprint of the national tricolor on the moon, India should be poised for a revolution in science and technology. The Prime Minister has announced plans to establish many more universities that should develop into international standards and make India a knowledge economy in near future. This is the right time, the dream of renaissance in Indian science. Darwin had observed very rightly that it is not the most intelligent ones, please remember this, not the most intelligent ones that would survive, but the ones more responsive to change. The only unchangeable truth is that the environment changes continuously, and hence anything that continues unchanged is doomed to perish. To change, one has to be aware of the risks of stagnation. It is said that the successful people do not do different things, but do things differently. While this may be true for mundane things of everyday life, real change is brought about by a different mindset tuned to different paradigms. One Valentine Bompiano said that progress is the result of a wrong note sung by a voice that suddenly abandons the score and signs a different tune altogether. In India, the information technology, that is IT sector, made full use of the liberalization initiated in the early 90s to create a revolution that made it a world leader. The entrepreneurs who did this had no support from the government and yet dared to chart a new path offering unbelievably high salaries to attract the best brains from the disciplines. It was not good for Indian science then, but it compelled the government to finally admit that for the youth, idealism and the love of science are not enough. Salaries also matter. So for which actually the younger generation is craving. That is the reason why there is no attraction towards the basic sciences. Most inventions derive from science, which is the dominant way of exploring our world. Science is a method of acquiring knowledge and not any special knowledge on any subject as such. It is not a static body of doctrines or data bank. Knowledge is defined in logic as a system of ideas which correspond to facts in a particular field accompanied by a belief in correspondence. It calls for new ideas all the time and drives changes. If India is to change, then Indian science must change too. Our institutions routinely produce holders of diplomas and degrees. If anything produced by considered products, we need to ask as to who are the consumers for these products. A Japanese scientist said, in reference to engineering education is more important. Engineering education, the industry needs a better engineered product that is completed in a shorter time and at a lower price for customer. I am sure Subbarao will agree with me because basically he is an engineer and heading Survey of India organization and All India organization. This observation should be valid for science education also.